Below the details of the original receiver, you'll now include the details of the person whom you're going to hand over your documents to, or whom you're going to hand over your letter to. Hi, you're watching this video because you wanted to know how to create a letter of intent, what's a letter of intent, and what are its content. Simply speaking, a letter of intent is an application letter. In this video, I'll share with you the actual letter of intent that I submitted when I applied for a Teacher 1 position in the Department of Education here in our province last March of this year, 2021. Now, the first thing that you need to take note of is the size of the bond paper. Since you are going to compile all of your documents in a long size folder, then you must use a long size bond paper for your letter or a legal size bond paper. Second, format. Well, the Department of Education did not specify any format. However, since we are applying for a government position, we wanted to make sure that the documents we submit are formal and presentable as much as possible. So in my case, I used full block. And later on, as we go through the parts of the letter, you'll get to analyze why I use full block. So, let's get started. This is an overview of my letter of intent, and please bear with me because I'm only using my phone in recording the screen. Later on, as we go through the parts of this letter, I'm going to switch this into a landscape mode so that everything will be clearer. Going back, when we say full block, that means everything is aligned left. If you notice from the details on top down to the signature line below, everything is aligned left. Another point, the only thing that you're going to indent is this part, through, plus the details of the receiver. I included this section in my letter because, generally speaking, when we submit our documents, we are not going to directly hand it over to the division's office. It's going to pass through the hands of the school head or school principal of the school we intend to work for someday. Although we can't be guaranteed that once we pass the ranking process, and we hit the score of 70 plus or 70 up, we can't be guaranteed that we'll be really assigned in that specific school. However, that's the usual or that's the normal process, right? Moving on, the very reason why I used full block is that, if you notice, everything fits perfectly. Take note, when we draft our application letter, we're going to use a long size bond paper, and it's going to be very stressful to think of ideas and other information that we will include in our letter, in our body, so that it won't look hanging. I have seen several application letters or letters of intent, and they look hanging, which means right below the signature line, right below the name of the applicant, there are still too many spaces. Some even only used up half of the page, and it doesn't look nice. But here, everything really fits perfectly in the whole page bond paper. Although I'm not saying that this is the perfect example for you, but I still hope that you can get a few things from this video. Alright, so let's dissect each part. The personal details included here, like address and personal contact information, are changed for security purposes only. So let's begin. At the top is the address of the sender. So District 3, Waterloo, Compostela, Cebu, 6005. Right below the address of the sender is the date as to when you're going to submit the letter. So here it's March 19th of 2021. Below the date is the details of the original receiver. So we have here Miss Marilyn S. Andales, ed.t, CESOV, and below her full name will be her designation or position. She is the school division superintendent. Below her designation will be the department or supposedly it's a company. But then again, since we're talking about a government sector, then we'll include the exact or complete sector, government sector. So we have Department of Education dash Cebu. If you want, you can also include the complete address of the division's office. Below the details of the original receiver, you'll now include the details of the person whom you're going to hand over your documents to, or whom you're going to hand over your letter to. So in this case, going back to what I have discussed a while ago, we're not going to directly submit the letter to the division's office. It's going to pass through the school head first. So here I have Miss Christina C. Gonzalez, and below her full name will be her designation. So she's the school head. If the person you're submitting the letter to is a principal, then put school principal. Below her designation will be the name of the school. So we have here Pepito National High School. And if you also want, you can include the address of the school. And then next is your greeting. So for your greeting, again, although you're going to hand over the letter to someone else, but then again, the original receiver is the division superintendent. So you're not going to say here, Dear Miss Gonzalez. Instead, Dear Miss Andales. You're going to use the original receiver's name. In the first paragraph, you're going to state here how did you learn that the company or the department is hiring, and you're going to show your intention to be part of the department. You're going to show here your intention to work for the company. So, for example, I have read from the department's website and different social media platforms that the Department of Education is in need of junior high school teachers, particularly a teacher whose major is social science. I have obtained significant licenses from Professional Regulation Commission and Civil Service Commission, which are essential for this specific position. I am very eager to be part of the current DEPED employees who work diligently to provide quality education to the students. In the second paragraph, you're going to indicate here your capabilities and your qualities as to why you are fit for the position, as to why you're fit for the job. For example, in my almost 3 years of work experience as a teacher in a private institution, I have developed and improved my qualities and skills such as communication and classroom management skills. I have also learned and discovered various techniques on how to effectively impart the lesson with the help of the curriculum guide. Ensuring that the learners have lifetime learnings that will surely help them in the future as they grow is one of my advocacies. For I believe that quality education can improve the economic status of an individual. In your third paragraph, you'll indicate here how you will be contacted in case the personnel would like to get in touch with you. So, for example, I am more than willing to have a personal interview with you should you have any questions for me. My best contact information are my phone number, which is 09 blah blah blah, and my email address, which is jeanette.alesna@gmail.com. And below that, of course, state there that you're thankful that the person who received your letter read your letter, of course. So thank them for taking the time reading your letter. I appreciate you for reading this application letter. I am looking forward to hearing from you. And then below that will be your closing, respectfully yours, and then your name and the word applicant, because you are an applicant. So that's it. I hope you learned something from this video. I appreciate you watching this video. Have a great day.